Hi, it's Yuli Chavez with the Jumpstart program at Truckee Meadows Community College. Today, I will be reviewing the Jumpstart steps to enroll. If you are a new student to the Jumpstart program, if you're a parent or a family member interested in Jumpstart, you hopefully will find that this video shows you step-by-step instructions of how to go from interested to enrolled at Truckee Meadows Community College. The Jumpstart program at TMCC provides current high school students the opportunity to take college classes while they earn their high school diploma. TMCC has a ton of really wonderful options. We have classes that are completely online, classes that are web live with virtual meeting days and times, and then of course we have in-person classes. So if you are looking for options to get you ahead of the game, earn you some dual credit, some college credit while you earn your high school diploma, TMCC's Jumpstart program is definitely the right program for you. Again, today I will be covering the steps to enroll. New students have to follow a series of 4 steps before they can take college classes. So please pay close attention and never hesitate to reach out and send us an email at dualcredit.tmcc.edu if you have any questions. So I'm going to start with showing you how to go to our homepage. So, the very first step is to review the Jumpstart homepage, which has a lot of really useful information. It'll, show you anything that you need to know about dual enrollment, parent and student responsibilities, the steps to enroll for the Jumpstart program, etc. So we are going to go to our main homepage, jumpstart.tmcc.edu. Again, that's jumpstart.tmcc.edu. If you are new to our program, once again, I highly encourage you to review the student roles and responsibilities very carefully, as well as, the frequently asked questions, and just overall, our homepage has some really helpful information to help you understand what the Jumpstart program offers you, as well as what to expect as a Jumpstart student. But today we are concentrating on the steps to enroll. So we're going to go ahead and get started by clicking on the steps to enroll for Jumpstart students. Again, I mentioned earlier that there are 4 steps. Today I'm going to concentrate on the first 3. The very first step that a new student needs to take is that they need to apply for admissions to TMCC. Taking a college class means that you are a college student. So we need to have an account for you on file. It's what allows us to register you for classes. It's what initiates your college transcript and so on. So very first step is we want to apply for admissions to TMCC. You click under the link right under step number 1. It'll take you to our admissions application. While this loads, just a quick note about the TMCC application for admissions. The application for admissions does not have any type of upfront fees. The application is very easy to complete. It usually takes about 15 minutes or so. There is a $20 application fee that you will have to pay after you've been accepted to Truckee Meadows Community College and you enroll for college classes. But again, no upfront fee. The $20 fee is non-refundable. So once you register for classes, even if you end up dropping all of your classes, you are still responsible for the $20 fee. But again, that fee will not be applied to your account until you register for at least one class, or we register you for the classes that you request. Here's what the application looks like. First, you have to select the semester that you are interested in. In this case, I'm doing spring of 2021. If you are thinking about taking winter classes, it's also part of the spring semester. So for both spring and winter, you will select spring of 2021. The rest of the application is very easy. Again, you'll be giving us a lot of demographic data. I do want to call your attention to this question here. I am applying for special admissions as if you are a Jumpstart student, we always want you to click early admit. That lets us know that you are currently in high school and that you're interested in dual enrollment. If you forgot to do this, not the end of the world, but it just makes it a little more difficult for us to process your information. So again, if you are watching this video before you start any steps, definitely make sure that you click an early admit. Jumpstart students cannot select a degree. That's because in the state of Nevada, to be degree seeking, you have to have a high school diploma. And since you're still in high school, you will always be non-degree seeking, so you don't need to worry about selecting a degree. And then just proceed to completing the rest of the application. Please don't forget to give us all the information that we need. Don't leave any questions blank. When we ask about your high school, we always want to know when you're graduating. Every single question should be completely filled out. Once you click submit, in about 3 to 5 business days, you are going to receive what we call an acceptance letter. And this is what my acceptance letter looks like. So I just want to show you. So my acceptance letter has some really important information. It tells me what my student ID number is. You're always going to need that information, so please keep it handy. TMCC will give you a 10-digit student ID number that you will have as long as you're a student in any college in Nevada. So you want to keep that information with you. It also has your TMCC username and password. You are going to need your username and password to log into your My TMCC account, pay your fees, access Canvas, which is the system that many of our professors use to teach classes online or partially online. And then it also has your TMCC student email. Please be aware that the Jumpstart program will only communicate with you via your TMCC email. So if you have a different preferred email, that will not be used at TMCC. We can only use your official TMCC email. So here it is. This is where you get it. Keep it handy. You're going to use the same username and password to log into your TMCC email. So it's just one username and one password to memorize. I always recommend take a picture of it, have it handy with you. Of course, memorize it if possible, but if not, make sure that you are able to access that information quickly because you will need it quite frequently. So that's step number one. Again, takes about a week to get it done. So please start soon if you have not already done so. Step number two is that once you are accepted to TMCC and you have that username and password, then it's time to complete your Jumpstart orientation. The Jumpstart orientation, and again, if you click right on this link here, you'll use your TMCC username and password, and the Jumpstart orientation is a very comprehensive orientation that goes over what to expect as a Jumpstart student. We ask that you please complete the orientation as soon as you get your username and password. It is your responsibility to make sure that you review that information. We've provided that to you. We've provided a lot of information about what to expect, every step that you have to take, how to contact us, students' responsibilities and roles, parent responsibilities and roles. The information is there. It's been provided to you. Please take advantage of it. Please review it. Please complete it. Step number three is really important. This is probably the most important step that I'm going to cover today. And that is that as a Jumpstart student, typically you do not enroll yourself in your college classes. This mostly applies to Washoe County School District students. Our agreement with the Washoe County School District is that we will always request permission from your high school counselor or administrator to enroll you in college classes. So we do communicate with your high school very frequently. They do give us permission to register you for classes. Step number three is what initiates the enrollment process for high school students. It's called a permission to enroll form. So I'm going to click right on the permission to enroll form. And once again, I encourage you all to read this very carefully. You will notice that, the very first thing that we inform you about in this form is that you need to be with your parents when you complete the form, because we do require parental approval. Your parents have to sign and your counselors have to sign. So I'll go over the process for your counselors in just a minute. But when you complete the permission to enroll form, please have your parents close by so that they can help you, that you can review your class options together, and that you can both give approval, and that initiates the enrollment process for us. When you are ready to begin, you will notice that there are two options to complete your Jumpstart permission to enroll form. The very first option is a PDF file, and you can just print this out and complete it. It requires some demographic information. You need to tell us what classes you want to take. Again, if you're in Washington School District, you do not enroll yourself. So that means that you need to tell us what classes you want to take. So you are going to need to spend some time on the class schedule finding classes that work for you for the spring semester or your summer or fall or whatever semester it is that you are preparing for. We need to know what classes you want to take. I'll show you how to find them in just a minute. Before we move on to the second option, which is the online form, I do once again want to remind you that we do require counselor approval, this section here, your signature and your parents' signature. We will not accept forms unless they have all three. So please, please do not send us any permission to enroll forms unless you have approval from your parents, your counselor, and of course you need to sign as well. And that's for the PDF form. I personally do not recommend that you use the PDF form. I recommend that you use option number 2, which is the online permission to enroll form. And the reason I recommend that is because the online permission to enroll form automatically routes your permission to enroll to your high school counselor. So you never have to take it to your counselor. There is no in-person conversation. It just, as soon as you fill this form out, the counselor gets a copy of your form and they approve it virtually. So it does make it slightly easier for everyone involved to get all those signatures. So that's the process that I recommend. Some high schools only use the online form. So check with your high school counselor and see what their preference is. I recommend that you use the online form as well. I'm going to click on the online form and show you what it looks like. So here it is. Again, you're going to need some information. You're going to need your TMCC student ID number, first name, last name, and birth date. This form is looking for your TMCC admissions application. So if you have not applied to TMCC, this is not an option for you. You have to apply first. The steps are in order for a reason. You need to make sure that you have a TMCC account first before you complete your Jumpstart permission to enroll form. A word of caution on this form: you have to use the exact information that you used when you applied for admissions. So for example, my name is Julie. Hopefully I said that at the beginning. Can't remember, sorry. I go by Julie, but that's not my full name. My full name is Juliana. That's what I used when I applied to TMCC. That's what I have to use on this form. If I use Julie, this form is going to kick me out. It's never going to allow me to proceed, and I'm going to get error messages. Same with my last name. My last name is Chavez Camarina. So if I only use Chavez, the form will kick me out. It's not going to allow me to proceed. You have to make sure that the information you use on your Jumpstart permission to enroll form is identical to the information that you provided to TMCC when you applied. So if you're like me and you have two last names, or you use a nickname instead of your full name, just make sure that the application information matches your TMCC admissions application. Otherwise, you will not be allowed to use this permission to enroll form. Same with your birth date. Occasionally, I work with students that maybe made a typo with their birth date when they applied for admissions. So if you're trying to use this form and it's just not working for you, then chances are you got to go into your TMCC account and check your birth date and make sure that you did not make a mistake when you applied for admissions. Once you fill in all the information, this is what the admissions application looks like. So you can go ahead and take a look at it. You are able to select if you're a homeschool, if you are not a homeschool student, what high school you're from, and so on and so forth. We do require your counselor's information. So we are going to need their first name, last name, phone number, email, and of course, their email again. Sorry, I said that twice. The email is very important because I mentioned earlier that your counselor would get an electronic copy of this form, and that in fact happens via email. So if you make a typo in the email, if you give us a wrong email address, then your counselor will never receive the form and your permission to enroll will just live in limbo forever. It's not going to go anywhere. It must be your counselor's information. Nothing else will work. And we do check for that information, by the way. So please make sure that it's accurate. Please make sure that it's your actual current high school counselor. They will need to give us approval before we can proceed. Next, we need your parent information. And then once again, we get to the part that is really important, which is we need to know what classes you want to take. Washoe County School District students do not enroll themselves. We have to enroll you. And this is where you get to tell us what classes you would like to take next semester. First, you're going to select the semester that you want. In this case, spring or winter is all spring. And then next, we need the 5-digit class number. We need the class title, and we need the class meeting dates and times if your class has one. So to find that information, we're going to go to your My TMCC account. It's very easy to get there, my.tmcc.edu, and you're going to go right into your student center. This is what my student center looks like. So you'll be able to, find something very similar in yours as well. And when you log into your My TMCC account, you are going to search for classes. Again, make sure that you are looking at the right semester. In my case, I want spring of 2021. I'm going to select the subject. I'm going to look for English. Scroll down until you find English, select it, and then I'm looking for English 101. So I'm looking for English 101, but you could be looking for Communications 113. Perhaps you're looking for Math 126, etc. This is how you find classes. Search for classes. And here are all my options. So you'll see that there's a lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through each class until I find a class that works for me. There are 3 different modes of instruction that we're going to offer you in the spring semester. And I'm going to give you an example of each one. The first one, and by the way, each class mode or each type of instruction you can find by clicking on whatever class you're interested in and paying really close attention to this instruction mode. The instruction mode is going to tell you whether the class is in person, whether it's a web class, or whether it's a web live class. Web live classes are classes that have virtual meeting days and times. In this class that I'm looking at right now is an in-person class. I can see that I'm meeting on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 9:15, Sierra 105. Here's the name of my instructor. If this is the class that you want, wonderful. Here's your class number. So you now have the class number. You now have the information that you need to go back to your permission to enroll form and submit that form. If you want to keep looking, again, let me give you an example of what a class that's completely online. This is the class that's completely online. I know because there is no information for days and times, no information for location, and no information for room. But if you want to make sure, you can always click on the class and again, check out that instruction mode. This is a web course, synchronous, asynchronous. The final class type or mode is the class that has meeting days and times, but they're always virtual. And we call those classes are called web live synchronous classes. So again, this is a web live class, has meeting days and times, but no meeting location, meaning that you are going to have class meeting dates on Mondays and Wednesdays, 2 to 3:15, but it's going to be virtual, most likely through Zoom. But you always want to check in with your college professor the first week of the semester. They'll for sure tell you what their preferences are. But you can see now that for both in-person and for web live classes, you have to be available at the days and times listed on the class schedule. So that's how you find the 5-digit class number to complete your permission to enroll form. You can add more classes here. You can remove them if you made a mistake. And then finally, after you tell us what classes you want, don't forget to also take a minute as you review each class and make sure that you check out the enrollment requirements. The enrollment requirements will give you prerequisite information for each class that you have to take. If we do not already have your prerequisite information on file, meaning that you at some point sent that to TMCC, then please know that we don't have it and we cannot enroll you in a class unless we have proof that you meet the class prerequisites. Your form will be denied unless you go into your form and you attach any required prerequisites. So you can attach test scores, a high school transcript, any information that will tell us that you meet the class requirements for that class that you want to take. Don't forget this, your form will be denied if you do not attach appropriate documentation. The last section of the form are just the acknowledgements. This is where you let us know that you understand the rules and requirements and policies of being a Jumpstart student. This is where you tell us that you understand that you are requesting permission to enroll in a college class that sometimes has adult content. You tell us, this is where you acknowledge that you will be the first and only point of contact with your college instructors. At no point for any reason should parents ever contact college professors. You are requesting permission to enroll in a college class, and it works very differently here than it does at your high school. So just be very careful there. Make sure that you and your parents both agree to those requirements. If you don't, then it's okay. But the Jumpstart program is not going to be for you this time. Feel free to request permission at a later semester when you feel that you are ready to accept those requirements. That's it. Once you complete the permission to enroll form, the form will be sent to your high school counselor for approval. If you are a homeschool student, then no high school counselor permission is required. Your parents are the only authorization that we need. So that skips one extra step. So again, you get this form turned in as soon as possible. It's what initiates enrollment to the Jumpstart program. We will review your form after your counselor provides approval. Or if you're a homeschool student, then we'll review your form as soon as you submit it. It does take 3 to 5 business days, depending on the time of the year, for us to process the forms. Definitely takes, it's a lot faster in November and December than it is in January, for sure. So if at all possible, don't wait till January. You gotta get this done, sooner. January, there's always just the waiting time is much longer as we get closer to the beginning of the semester. Just keep that in mind as we proceed, please. The final step to enroll is you need to pay for your classes. So once again, you're going to log into your My TMCC account, and you will go right into your student center, and there is a section called finances. Right under finances, you have an option to make a payment. Then it's just very simple to do, as if you were purchasing anything online. You will be allowed to pay with a debit card or a credit card or any card of your choice. Pay for your classes as soon as possible. It's really important that you take care of that. Again, if you are new to the Jumpstart program, we welcome you. We encourage you to start the steps to enroll as soon as possible. Step number 1, apply.tmcc.edu. If you have any issues with your TMCC username and password, please call our Welcome Center at 775-673-7111. And finally, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to email the dual credit program at dualcredit@tmcc.edu. I encourage you to use email as much as possible. It is sometimes the only way to get a hold of us. So again, if you have questions or concerns, dualcredit@tmcc.edu. Please start your steps to enroll as quickly as possible. We need to receive a permission to enroll form in order to process enrollment. So welcome to TMCC. I hope to see those permission to enroll forms from you as soon as possible. Again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. We are here to help you. I hope that you have a great day. Bye-bye.